Hello, great souls. Welcome to our chair yoga flow, yoga for everybody. Let's take a moment to center ourselves. So sitting comfortably in your seat, you can adjust yourself in any way that you need to feel that your back is lifted and lengthened and shoulders relaxed down from the ears. And if it's comfortable, closing the eyes and relax the belly as you breathe. And take some deep, full breaths in and out. And consciously bring your full awareness to this moment. Letting go of anything you need to tend to later, all outside distractions, so that you can be fully present to your yoga practice today. As you breathe, visualize the breath gently washing through the body, bringing prana, dynamic life force, to each body cell. What Yogananda called cosmic conscious energy, the divine life force, within every breath. We live in a sea of divine energy. We are filled with this energy. We are this energy, this light. Lifting the inward gaze towards the spiritual eye, visualize divine light shining within you. Filling every cell of the body, flowing through you with each breath. Mentally affirming the divine light that surrounds me is within me. I am one with this light. The divine light that surrounds me is within me. I am one with this light. Another deep, full breath, in and out. We'll bring our palms together to the heart center, honoring this inner light that shines within ourselves and within all beings with Namaste. Namaste. Okay, so let's remain seated for a few stretches. I'm just going to put myself back slightly in my chair. We'll inhale, arms up for full yogic breath flow, expanding and arching the spine just slightly. Exhale, bring the hands down, release and surrender. The hands come to the side a bit. Inhale up, and you visualize that you're guiding prana and life force through the body, gathering it in, guiding it to flow through you. Surrender, release, and let go. And you also notice as you move how the body feels. How's the back, the shoulders, the legs, the arms, the neck, any part of the body you're aware of as you stretch and breathe. Again, visualizing the light within you surrounds you. The light that surrounds you shines within you. We'll inhale up and exhale, arms down, sending light and joy around the body. And we'll bring the hands together to the heart for circle of light, circle of joy. Inhale, fingers interlace and elbows lift up. Exhale, hands move out in front. Inhale, lift and lengthen, stretch tall. Exhale, light and joy surround the body. And then we'll bring the hands behind the back and we interlace the fingers if we can. I kind of reach forward with my heart center, release, and exhale. It's a little tricky in the chair, so you just do your best. Hands come back one more time. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, lift and lengthen, nice stretch. Release, exhale, light and joy surround you. Hands come behind the back, interlace, and exhale forward. Palms together, hands at the heart. Very nice. We'll practice side to side stretching. So you can use the leg of your chair for support. The left arm comes up on the inhale and we exhale over to the side. And I kind of lean over and stretch and look up towards the sky. And then inhale up and exhale down. We do this a couple of times just to help warm up the muscles before we hold the stretch. Stretch. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale over. Looking up. Inhale up. Exhale down. And you're just practicing aligning the flow of the breath with the flow of the body, the movement. Creating a sense of harmony and ease and grace in our movements. So we'll inhale up, exhale over. This time we'll hold the stretch for a few breaths. So rotate and look up if you feel comfortable with that. Breathing as deeply as you can comfortably. We never want to strain with the breath or strain in our movements. So we're kind of finding that position that feels good without strain. Inhale up. Nice. Exhale down. We'll go to the other side. Lengthen and exhale over and rotate to look up to the sky. And just notice where you feel the stretch and how it feels to breathe as you're stretching. Is it easier or more challenging? Just noticing. Inhale up. Exhale down. Very nice. Let's come into a forward bend. So I'm going to lift and lengthen, hinge at the hips, and just slowly lay my torso across my thighs. Bring the hands in front and drop the head and neck. Gentle forward stretch. This is Balasana, the child's pose. Just feel the weight of your back, your head. My chin is kind of close to the chest. It's not that I'm tucking it in, but I'm releasing the back of the neck. So the weight of my head gives me a stretch for the spine. I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. And then when you're ready to come up, you'll inhale up. And just pause for a moment and notice how the body feels. You can turn the palms upward. Take some deep breaths. How's the back feeling? How are the shoulders? How's the neck? Okay, so now let's stretch out the shoulders a little bit. So we'll kind of hands on the shoulders and rotate them. And as you do, notice how they feel. And then we'll reverse. This is an area in the body. It's really easy to store tension and not know it until we go to use it. And then we feel like, oh boy, my muscles are tight. So breathing and moving. Nice. Okay. And now we will, let's do this first with chin to chest. So lengthen, I kind of lengthen through the crown of my head on the inhale, and I exhale, and I bring my chin towards my chest. And I just let, kind of
the weight of my head and also consciously stretching, but gently the back of the neck. So I'm just a few breaths here. And we'll inhale back to center and exhale, turn to look to the left. And take some deep breaths in and out. And then we'll inhale back to center and exhale, look to the right. And just notice if there's a difference. How easy or challenging is it to look to one side or the other? Again, this is one of those ways that we, over time, can subtly lose our range of motion. So it's helpful for the neck muscles to stretch them in this way. You don't have to overdo it, just even gentle stretching helps. And we'll inhale back to center. I'm going to lift and lengthen, and now I'm going to tilt my head. So left ear tilts towards the left shoulder, and sometimes I consciously bring the shoulder down a little bit lower to increase the stretch, and sometimes the right shoulder I'll bring down a little bit, just to help increase the stretch, and breathe into that. See if you can really feel that stretch on the right side of the neck as you stretch without overdoing. And then we'll inhale up and exhale, tilt to the other side. And again, just notice, is there any difference? Does it feel the same, more challenging or easier? It just gives you an indication. It helps with body awareness. So much of our practice is learning to listen to the body and notice the body. And these are ways to help us become accustomed to paying attention to the body. And we'll inhale back to center. And now just pause for a moment and notice, how's the neck feeling? Does it feel good? Is there more space there? Does it feel tender? Do you feel like you've worked it a lot and maybe need to rest? All of this is helpful information for our practice. So if you feel like you need to rest, I always say rest a little. Just take some breaths and let all those muscles rest a bit. If you feel like, well, that was good, I feel like I could do a little more, then you can join me in interlacing the fingers and bring them behind the head. And we'll expand. This is butterfly. We expand back. There's a slight arch in the spine, and we lift through the heart. And then we exhale and bring the elbows towards each other as we tuck the chin to the chest. And then as you breathe, you inhale and expand. And you do this at your own pace. And you exhale forward, and you can pause in either direction. So when you bring the elbows towards each other and tuck chin to chest, you could hold this pose, but keep the breath flowing. And the same thing when you expand. If that feels especially good, you can remain there for a few breaths. And then when you feel ready, come forward again. Very nice. And the next time that you come up, we'll reach the arms up, lengthen, and exhale down. Beautiful. Okay. Let's bring the left foot forward, stretching the back of the leg, and just position yourself where you feel stable in your seat, and you feel like you can come forward if the muscles will allow you to. So you always want to take care of that. The legs not go further than you're ready. Lift and lengthen through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, take your time and just come forward in your seat to the point where you feel like you're getting a nice stretch on the back of the leg without overstretching. And begin to breathe deeply. This is Paschimottanasana, seated forward bend. On the floor, we do 2 legs at a time, and in chair, 1 leg at a time. It's safer, and it works better for the body, and it's closer to the mechanics of the pose than if we try to do 2 legs at a time in the chair. And then if you like, you can round the spine, dropping head and neck. And take some deep breaths. And just feel the torso, the weight of the torso helping you to stretch. And then we'll inhale up. Bring the leg back. Let's just pause for a moment. Notice how that left leg is feeling,
How's the whole body feeling? And we'll go to the other side. So now, right leg extended, lift and lengthen on the inhale. Exhale, come forward. Take your time. Come just as far forward as it feels right for you. Sometimes you don't come forward at all, and that's okay. Sometimes it's enough to simply extend the leg and flex the foot. So you really want to honor your body and what's right for you. The affirmation is, I am safe, I am sound. All good things come to me. They bring me peace. I am safe, I am sound. All good things come to me. They bring me peace. And then again, if you like, you can round the spine, drop the head and neck. And inhale back up. And come back to neutral. And pause for a moment, palms turned upward. And just see how the body feels. Do you have a sense of greater freedom within the body, tension released? Is there a sense of ease? Anything you're noticing? Are you feeling fatigued? Are you feeling like, wow, that's a lot, and I'm good? Honor whatever is true for you. And this is part of our yoga practice, because we can be surprised in our practice. And better to err on the side of, not overdoing. But I also want to say, if you overdo, it's okay. We just learn from that and take care of ourselves, be a little easier with the next practice. So now let's take the left foot and cross it over the right thigh. This is the figure 4 stretch, also known in chair yoga as Rajika Pottanasana, the royal pigeon pose. So we start neutral spine. I'm seated away from the back of my chair, so using the strength of the back muscles, building those by sitting away from the back. And I'm opening up that left hip by having my foot across the thigh. And then I'm just simply breathing into that. And part of what I'll navigate is if I feel that I want or need to come forward in my seat, which will increase the stretch. So in neutral, I have my palms together, resting on the calf. I often close my eyes as a way of just really listening to my body and feeling the breath wash through the body, lifting the gaze to the point between the eyebrows, mentally affirming, I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. And my body, as I relax, begins to come forward slightly. At any point, you can turn the palms upward and release the head and neck. Breathing deeply. Just feeling yourself diving into that realm of eternity. No past, no future, simply here, now. I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. And when you're ready to come out, you'll inhale up and cross the legs, turn the palms upward, and pause for a moment, noticing how you feel. You can mentally repeat the affirmation, I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. Very nice. I'm going to turn my chair to the side to show you the side view. Sometimes that's helpful to see. So I'm away from the back of my chair, and I take my right ankle now and I cross that over the left foot, and I'm relaxing my shoulders down from the ears. So this is the beginning position. It's neutral.
And right away, for me, in this pose, I always feel a deep opening of the muscles. It's a deep stretch for me without doing anything more than this. So that's why I take my time with it. Right? Every body is different, so you might be in this position and feel like, I'm not really feeling anything yet. If that's true, come forward in your seat. I lift and lengthen, bring the palms of the hands together. Now I've come forward just slightly, incrementally. I can feel it. It's a pretty deep stretch for my body. So I do my best to relax with my breath, and a relaxed breath helps the body and the muscles relax. And one of the powers of working with the breath, one of the benefits, is that it sends messages to the brain about our state of safety and comfort and ease. So a relaxed breath sends the signal that all is well. For the stress response system in the body, there's the sympathetic nervous system, fight, flight, freeze, and the parasympathetic, which reverses that. And a relaxed breath reverses. It activates the parasympathetic. So then if you want, you can turn the palms upward at any time, and you might find yourself ready to come a little bit further, release the head and neck. Just letting the body and letting the experience of relaxation in the pose guide you. Mentally affirming, I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. To come out of the pose, we inhale up, uncross the leg, turn the palms upward, and just sit in neutral pose. This is Vajrasana, the firm pose. Lifting the gaze to the spiritual eye, keeping the belly relaxed as you breathe. I rise above all thought of past and future into the eternal now. Rajaka Pottanasana, the royal pigeon pose. And then guiding our awareness toward that quality of inner strength and stability in Vajrasana, the firm pose. In stillness, I touch my inner strength. In stillness, I touch my inner strength. Very nice. So we'll come into Ustrasana, the camel pose. And after Ustrasana, we will come into Balasana, and I'm going to show you two ways of practicing. One is the way we practiced already, and the second is using a chair in front of you. So I want to show you that first so that when you come into it, it's easy for you. So how we practiced before, we lift and lengthen through the crown of the head. I exhale forward. I'm laying my torso across my thighs, and I keep relaxing. And then we come out by inhaling up. So to practice with the chair in front of me, I have a bolster here. Now my knees can be right in front of the chair, or they could be out to the side if that feels more comfortable. And I'm going to exhale forward. And I just position myself so that I can rest on the bolster. I could even turn my head to the side. So that's a nice way to practice Balasana that feels very relaxing. And sometimes, depending, again, on the body mechanics, it can feel better than practicing without a chair. So if you want to do that, you can get your chair set up so that it's ready for you. And then we transition. It's a little easier to transition. So I'm going to show you two movements for Ustrasana, camel. So hands can be here, or they can be all the way back. And I come a little closer, and already there's a little bit of an arch in my spine. And I'm going to lift and lengthen through the crown of my head, and I'm going to reach out through my heart center. And then I'm going to look up slightly. And breathe deeply. So this is Ustrasana, the camel pose. The affirmation is, with calm faith, I open to thy light. With calm faith, I open to thy light. Deep, full breaths in and out. Visualize yourself bathed in divine healing light, flooded with this light. With calm faith, I open to thy light. To come out of the pose, release the hands, let them rise up to the thighs. Let's pause for a moment in Vajrasana, the firm pose. Take some deep, full breaths in and out. See if you can sense energy flowing freely. With calm faith, I open to thy light. Now we'll come into Balasana, the child's pose. I'm going to use the chair in front of me today for that. Show you that again. So I lift and lengthen and exhale forward, and I reposition myself until I feel a sense of ease in the spine, forehead on the bolster, and breathing deeply. If it's more comfortable, you can turn your head to the side. If you do, balance that stretch on your neck by going to the other side as well. I relax from outer involvement into my inner haven of peace. When you're ready to come out, you'll inhale yourself back up to neutral, and we'll pause for a moment in Vajrasana. Palms turned upward, inward gaze lifted to the spiritual eye. The divine light that surrounds me shines brightly within me. I am one with this light. The divine light that surrounds me shines brightly within me. I am one with this light. Visualize yourself filled with light, shining with light, surrounded and supported by divine healing light. We'll bring our palms together to the heart center again, honoring this divine light within ourselves, within all beings, with Namaste. Namaste. Okay, great souls, let's send out this light as a blessing and gift to all with 3 ohms. Om. Om. always. Amen.
So good to be with you today. Wishing you a beautiful day.